Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Software Engineering Pathway. I'm Sam, and today we are looking at the equipment that makes our job possible. We are diving into Knowledge 26, K26, how to select and apply a range of software tools used in software engineering. You've heard the saying, a bad workman blames his tools. Well, in software engineering, a master workman selects the perfect tool for the specific job. The concept I want you to adopt today is that of the tool strategist. Up until now, you might have just used whatever IDE or version control system your company gave you. But to be a senior engineer, you need to understand why those tools were chosen and how to evaluate new ones. The wrong tool creates friction. The right tool accelerates the entire team. Let's learn how to choose. Let's decode the standard. K26 asks for selection and application. Selection is the strategic part. How do you decide between VS Code and IntelliJ? Between GitHub and GitLab? You must evaluate them based on cost, features, and how hard they are to learn. Application is the hands-on part. It's not enough to install it, you must configure it. You set up the plugins, the shortcuts, and the integrations. We rarely use standalone tools. We build a toolchain. Your code flows from your IDE into source control, through a build tool, into a testing framework, and finally to a deployment platform. K26 is about managing this entire chain. The first category is your daily home, the IDE, Integrated Development Environment. How do you select one? If you are writing a lightweight React app, you might select VS Code because it starts fast and has great JavaScript plugins. If you are building a massive enterprise Java monolith, you might select IntelliJ because its refactoring tools and deep code analysis are superior, even if it uses more RAM. Applying the tool means customizing it. A raw IDE is useless. You apply K26 by installing the right linters, setting up your debugger configurations, and creating snippets to speed up your typing. Category 2 is the most critical safety net, Source Control Management, SCM. Almost everyone selects Git as the engine. But which platform? You might select GitHub for its community and ease of use. You might select GitLab because it offers a DevOps platform with built-in pipelines, saving you from buying a separate tool. You might select Azure DevOps if your company is already deep in the Microsoft ecosystem. Applying this tool goes beyond Git commit. It involves defining a branching strategy. Do you use Git flow with complex release branches? Or trunk-based development for speed? That decision is K26 in action. Category 3 is build and dependency management. This is the engine room. Selection is often dictated by your language, but you still have choices. In Java, do you choose Maven for its rigid, standard structure? Or Gradle for its flexibility and speed? In JavaScript, do you use NPM or switch to Yarn or PNPM for faster installs and better disk usage? Applying these tools involves managing the supply chain of your software. You define the package, JSON or POM.xml. You lock dependency versions so that it works on my machine becomes it works everywhere. Category 4 is CI/CD, continuous integration and deployment. How do you select the automation server? Jenkins is the classic choice. It's free and powerful, but you have to host and patch the server yourself, high maintenance. GitHub Actions is the modern choice. It lives right next to your code, uses simple YAML files, and requires zero server maintenance. Applying this means writing the scripts that control the robot. You define the steps, checkout code to install dependencies to run tests to build Docker image to push to cloud. Finally, tools for collaboration. Software is built by teams, not individuals. We select tools to manage work. Jira is the heavyweight standard for tracking tickets and agile sprints. Trello is a lighter option for smaller teams. Slack or Teams are for communication. Confluence or Notion are for documentation. Applying these involves integration. A master engineer connects them. When a build fails in GitHub Actions, it sends a message to Slack. When a code review is requested, it updates the Jira ticket. This glue holds the team together. How does K26 apply to you? You wear the tool belt every day. You are the one customizing your IDE to make you efficient. You are the one managing Git branches and resolving merge conflicts. You are the one updating the build files when a library gets too old. You are the one tweaking the CI pipeline YAML when the tests start failing. And you are responsible for keeping Jira updated so the business knows what is happening. You don't just use these tools, you maintain them. Here is how you can apply K26 tomorrow. Action 1, Selection Audit. Ask yourself, why do I use this IDE? Write down 3 reasons, pros, and 1 annoyance, con. This is critical evaluation. Action 2, Application. Go to your IDE marketplace. Find a plugin that solves a problem, maybe GitLens for history or Prettier for formatting. Install it, configure it, screenshot it. Action 3, Integration. Try to set up a hook For example, configure your Git so that it runs a linter automatically before you commit, using a tool like Husky. This shows advanced tool application. For your portfolio, use star to show you are a tool strategist. Situation: our manual deployment process was slow, taking 20 minutes, and error-prone. Task: I needed to select and apply a CI/CD tool to automate this. Action: I evaluated Jenkins versus GitHub Actions. I selected GitHub Actions because it integrated natively with our repo and required zero server maintenance. I applied the tool by writing a YAML workflow that automatically builds the app and runs unit tests on every push. Result: deployments dropped to 5 minutes and manual errors were eliminated. Reflection: I learned that selecting a SaaS tool over a self-hosted one saved us significant operational time. In your major project, you can evidence K26 with a tools table. Create a table with columns, tool name, category, and justification. Don't just write React. Write React, selected because its component-based architecture suits our reusable UI requirements. Don't just write Git. Write Git, selected as the industry standard for distributed version control. Include screenshots of your setup, your VS Code environment, your Git graph, your Docker files. This table is an easy win to prove you considered your choices. Let's wrap up. We've learned that K26 is about managing your workbench. We explored the categories: IDEs, source control, build systems, CI/CD pipelines, and collaboration tools. We learned the difference between selecting the strategy and applying the configuration. Your next step is to create that tools table for the project you are working on right now. It's a great piece of portfolio evidence. In our next session, we will look at K27, where we go deeper into interpreting the specific artifacts, like UML, that we generate with these tools. Remember, tools amplify talent. A great engineer with great tools is unstoppable. See you next time. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you now feel more confident in mastering this topic. If you found value in this session, I have a small favor to ask. Please hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, and follow our channel. It really means a lot to me and helps the algorithm show these lessons to other apprentices, just like you, who need support. Don't forget, you can download today's slides and the full transcript at www.mentorinai.com EPA Hub. While you are there, check out our mock interview and portfolio review services to make sure you are fully ready for your EPA. See you in the next video. Keep learning.